Good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Good morning, our taxpayers. Hope you're fine today. Kindly text on the chat box if you can hear me so that we can start the session right away. Zainab, I don't know if you can hear me from your end. Zainab, if you could kindly unmute yourself, then you start the session. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, we are experiencing a bit of technical issue, but we'll start with our integrity training. Please hold on a little as we wait for our panelists for today to come in. Hi, Zainab, can you hear me? Good morning, Zainab.
Hello, morning. Can you be able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Morning.
Good morning. Yes. Kindly just increase your volume.
Hey, Sharon, you can hear me? Hello. You can hear me? Yes, but I can't hear you.
Hello? Zainab, want to start the training now? If you can hear me from your end. Can you unmute yourself, then you can talk? Hello, yes? Good morning, our taxpayers. Sorry for this delay. We are going to start right away.
Yes, good morning. I hope I'm audible. Sorry for the delays. We have been experiencing some technical issues and internet issues. Kindly someone confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, Carol. Yes, Zainab, sorry. Yes, Zainab, you are audible. You can go on. Please just increase your volume. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so my name is Zainab Kadenge. I'll be taking you through the eTims presentation on how we are implementing eTims and what it's all about. I'm looking forward to a fruitful engagement with you guys. So let us begin. So this is an introduction to eTims. Maybe you can go back to the previous slide first. Hi, Sharon. Is it possible we start with the first slide? Yes, thank you for that. So introduction to eTims. Upon reflecting on the tax invoice management systems rollout phase, which concluded last year, November, and taking into consideration feedback from our key stakeholders and taxpayers, KRA now has embarked on a new journey. That is the next phase of teams, that is the implementation of eTims. The main now difference between the two implementations is that Teams is a device-based ETR, while eTeams provides affordable software solutions to taxpayers geared towards e-invoicing. And then we have eTeams is mainly targeting the active VAT taxpayers who have not onboarded on Teams, but are upgrading to their ETR devices. We are now on the pilot phase that commenced on 1st February 2023 and is still ongoing. Yes, next slide, please. Yes, next slide, please, if possible. Yes, so is this the next slide? Because I'm seeing there's a slide before that. But let me continue with that. So the objectives of eTeam is to provide additional. Yes, thank you for that. So the benefits of VAT to VAT taxpayers, benefits of eTeams to VAT taxpayers is the following. One, it fosters a fair business environment in the sense that everyone will be required to use either to onboard teams or eTims so that be able to have visibility of whatever they're doing. So that provides a very good platform for a fair business environment, as some people, if you don't charge VAT, they won't buy from you. So like that, we are able to have a fair business ground. So another benefit is faster processing of VAT refunds. This will come about after the auto-populated return is up and running, so that we don't inconvenience any taxpayers to be able to issue us with bank statements or evidence of the purchases they have made. And then now the process will be quite automatic. Yes. So another benefit to VAT taxpayers is that we are going to have a simplified VAT return filing that is pre-filled, which is made possible through integration with our tax and ICMS. This process will be completed once we have already completed, once we are done with completion of the complete rollout of eTims, so that we'll be able to capture all those details on our on the taxpayers' returns. So we also have one of the benefits is also non-intrusive verification of tax processes. This happens in the sense that once you scan the QR code, you'll be redirected back to our website so that you can be able to confirm the details of that particular invoice, even if you're using the iTax checkers or any other scanner that you have downloaded from Play Store or App Store, so that you can be able to verify document. It will still redirect you back to our website. So that provides an intrusive verification of the tax processes. And then we have the stock management module that assists taxpayers maintain their own inventory, as we're going to see further, as we are going to be showing you on how to go about the stock management module. You'll be able to see that. And then flexible variety of devices to support taxpayers at minimum cost, because this solution is a free solution. Hence, it's flexible, and the cost is almost minimum, is almost zero actually. And it also an upgradable software. Sorry. Maybe move on to the next slide.
Zainab, beside the slide.
Yes, I'm done with this slide. We can move on to the next slide.
Okay. That one?
It's still not visible on my end. Maybe let me give it time.
Can you see it now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Zainab, kindly check your connection. Maybe that could be the problem.
Okay. On my end, I have internet. Everyone else is able to see.
Yes, maybe we can confirm from our taxpayers on the chat box. Actually, they can see. Please check your side.
Okay, let me proceed. Let me use my other presentation so that you can be able to continue. Yes, so this is benefit to government and KRA. Is that the slide? Okay. Number one, benefit to the government. It enhances revenue collection. It's authentic VAT refunds paid. And then we have improved. We have improve ease of doing business climate, good governance in the field of taxation, and then we have improved ability to focus revenue collection and economic analysis and prediction based on accurate data. The next one is how this process is going to benefit KRA. One, enhanced efficiency in service delivery because it's software based and it's happening on real or near real time. Data transmission is real or near real time. And then you have reduction of VAT physical fraud, as this will once we have completed the auto-populated return, there'll be no any intrusive data that needs to be keyed in manually. Hence, that will reduce VAT fiscal fraud. And then timely transfer of VAT fiscal data, as we had said earlier, near real-time or real-time basis. And then enhancement of tax compliance, reduce compliance management cost. Yes, enhanced revenue collection, tax-based expansion, and enhanced analytics and risk management. Next slide, please. And then we have the benefits to the general public. It will build trust between customers and business entities, because if a taxpayer is compliant, they'll be able to see have trust that whatever invoices that are going to be given, there are no dubious means, or there'll be no any other way that a particular trader is producing invoices that are Teams compliant. So that gives the customer and the business entity some trust. And then participate in enhancing tax compliance, because they're given an opportunity to actually, between themselves and the traders, to be able to have like a check on whether for example, you're giving me an invoice that is Teams compliant, has a QR code and all that. So that actually helps in tax compliance. And then it fosters patriotism, because everyone, it's not exempted on some businesses, and some businesses are allowed. So what actually happens is everyone who is VAT registered must acquire this particular software or device, the Teams compliant device, so that we can be able to move forward as a nation. Next slide. We have the eligibility criteria for eTims. Someone might wonder, what do I qualify to actually onboard eTims? Yes, the following are the key considerations in determining the taxpayers to onboard on eTims. One is taxpayers who have not onboarded on Teams or have not upgraded their ETR. So we really like to pilot with those, so that we can be able to see if there are any upcoming challenges and solve them during the pilot phase, as we look forward to complete rollout. And then two, we have taxpayers in the process of complying, but are currently facing challenges integrating with our Teams ETR devices, due maybe to complexity of their own billing systems. Then you are advised to join eTims. Number three is taxpayers who have businesses but are technologically challenged, i.e. they do not have computers, and right now are currently doing manual invoicing. Then you are a right candidate for our eTims software. And then we have taxpayers dealing in bulk invoicing and facing capacity performance issues with invoice transmission. Hence, we'll be able to give you the eTims, the virtual sales control unit or the online sales control unit, so that we can have visibility of the transactions that are currently ongoing, or as you're generating invoices, we can have visibility of that. And then we have any other voluntary taxpayer that wants to onboard eTims, and maybe they already have teams, but they would like to have a feel of what eTims is about, then they are actually allowed to onboard with us during this pilot phase. Even the taxpayers who are newly registered are welcome to onboard with us. Yes, thank you. Maybe we move on to the next slide. So our next slide is on eTims software solutions. These are the solutions we have come up with so that we can be able to, you can be able to join us in piloting. One is the eTims PayPoint Windows, which is suitable for taxpayers who are selling goods and they have a single location, which is a single PayPoint. And this software actually runs on a computer or a laptop with Windows 10 and above. And it also has a stock management module whereby a taxpayer is able to manage their stock on that particular software. And then we have the eTims multi-PayPoint Windows, which is suitable for taxpayers who are selling goods and are having multiple locations and PayPoint, e.g. maybe the supermarket and a restaurant that has more than one PayPoint, then you qualify for eTims multi-PayPoint. And it also runs on a computer or a laptop with Windows 10 and above operating system. And it also contains a stock management module whereby the trader is able to monitor their stock in, stock out, how they're going to be able to adjust their stock and all that information. And then another software solution we are having is eTims PayPoint Android, which is suitable for taxpayers selling goods and runs on a tablet with Android version 8 and above operating system. And it also contains a stock management module. This one is, you're going to download this from these softwares are available on our KRA website under publications. We'll be able to access those. And we also have user guides for those who want to have a look at how the system is. We are still preparing on issuing the public with videos so that they can be able to follow through and have a look at how the system is actually operating. Yes, so moving on to the next slide. The fourth software solution we are having is the eTims online portal, which is suitable for taxpayers in the service sectors and do not sell supplies or goods. And it's a web-based application and is accessible on a browser. So this means that this is just an online portal whereby you're going to log in, generate your invoices, and be able to transmit that data to KRA. So this is entirely based on taxpayers who are actually doing services only, strictly services, e.g. maybe the accounting services and such like services, and no goods are involved in the supplies of your making. And then we have the eTims Lite VAT, which is suitable for taxpayers in the service sector and do not sell supplies or goods. And it actually runs on a smartphone with an Android version 8 and above operating system. Yes, so this is going to be downloaded from the website and installed on your phone so that you can be able to make the transactions or generate invoices for your client. And then we have the last option we have is the virtual sales control unit and the online sales control unit, which provides for a system to system integration between the taxpayers billing system and Kenya Revenue Authority. So this is actually suitable for those taxpayers who have they already have their own billing system and they don't want to maybe abandon that and use our software. So we respect that, and we are giving them a solution of the virtual sales control unit so that we integrate their software with our system so that we can have visibility of whatever is happening on their end and all the invoices that are being generated on their end. Yes. And then we move on to the next slide. So if anyone wants to onboard eTims, what is the procedure? Yes, so let me start. The VAT taxpayer first signs up on the eTims portal. They log into our browser. They can write etims.kra.go.ke, and a pop-up page, and a page will actually pop up. A sign-up page will be able to be visible on your screen. You click on the sign-up button and actually sign up. So the taxpayer can only select also one software option at any given time. But after the sign up process, you are going to key in the details that are required. You create a password for your portal, and then an OTP will be sent to your text. It will be sent to your phone as a text message, and then you'll be able to use that OTP. That is a one-time password, like a password form, so that we can see that whatever phone number is being registered is actually for that particular taxpayer. After that, the taxpayer logs into their portal using the password they had created during sign up, and then they request for a software they prefer. So if it's the online service, if it's the eTims client, that is the PayPoint, Windows, multi-PayPoint, and such like software solutions. So the taxpayer can select one, and then they'll be able to upload the required documents. You'll be able to find out from that particular page that will be open. You'll be required actually to attach an ID, a soft copy of your ID, and commitment form that is also available on our KRA website, and under publications, you can download that commitment form, fill it, sign it, stamp, and then you actually you submit that particular request to us so that we can actually see if you're eligible for that particular software you had selected. And then the authorized of KRA officer in the process actually conducts a small due diligence through a know your taxpayer interview to determine the following. One, the nature of the business, frequency of invoicing, if the taxpayer has access to a computing device, e.g. a computer, laptop, a tablet, or a smartphone. And then also if the taxpayer has access to any internet. So the information provided by that particular taxpayer will determine the software option suitable for that particular taxpayer, and hence it will facilitate the approval process for us. And then we schedule a date and time to install, configure, and train you on how to use this eTims software for the purposes of actually invoicing. So what actually happens after you have given us all the details that we require, the task will be sent to our portal. We accept that, and then we actually give you that particular solution that best suits your nature of business. And then the onboarding of taxpayers on eTims is facilitated by us and not the ETR suppliers. So going forward, if you are on eTims, we will be able to provide that particular support at your convenience from 8 to 5. Yes. Moving on to the next slide. So you can get in touch with us through emailing us at teamsupport@kra.go.ke. You can give us a call. The numbers are as shown. And then we also have the Teams Operation Unit office that is located at JKUAT Towers, 8th floor, Kenyatta Avenue, so that you can be able to pop in anytime you are in town and you will require our assistance on that. Yes. Thank you for your time, and I'll be taking the questions. Also, in case you have not heard anything or you require me to repeat on something, you kindly do let me know.
Okay, thank you, Zainab. Maybe you can, I can see you have a lot of questions, not so many, but maybe you can just go through it so fast, and then we give it to Carol.
Yes, maybe you can take me through the question because I don't have visibility of the chat.
Okay, someone is saying, is there a difference between Teams and eTims? Kindly clarify.
Yes, we have a bit of a small difference between Teams and eTims. Teams, as I had said earlier, Teams is device-based, that is the ETR-based solution. And then we have the eTims, that is the software whereby once you have selected an option you would like to work with, then you will be able to actually download that software either on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, on your desktop, or on any other machine that you are actually comfortable using. Yes, so this one is a device based, the other one is a software based. The other one, you will communicate with your suppliers so that they can be able to facilitate you on the Teams machines. But on the software, it's available on our website. You just follow the procedures required for you to onboard, and then that's it. So that's the main difference. The other one is free, and this one you're going to buy the device from the supplier. I hope I'm clear enough on that.
Okay, thank you. Someone else is asking, what does the simplified VAT return go live?
We are still in the process of actually doing it. We can only be able to launch it once we have had a complete rollout and everything is ready. So there are still conversations we're having on how best we can actually facilitate that. So in case it's rolled out, there is no going back. So we want to make sure we have captured as much information and as many details as possible. Hence, it's not a rushed process. Once we are closed on that, because as I'm aware, people understand that once the auto-populated return is launched, there'll be no maybe inputting things manually and all that. But these are conversations that we're still having, and we'll be able to give you an update on that once it's actually rolled out. Right now we are still on the piloting phase, so we can't complete on that until we are done with this and everyone or a good number has onboarded eTims, so that we'll be able to close on that.
Okay, thank you. And someone is also saying, you've not read on simplified VAT returns benefits. Maybe we could quickly go back to it. Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I can explain that. Simplified VAT return.
Yes.
Yes. So on the part of, maybe you can show them that part so that they have visibility. So on the simplified VAT return filing, this is going to be uh, a pre-filled filing process whereby we are going to have a VAT return that has captured your sales and the purchases you have made from your customers that are also compliant. So what actually happens is data is transmitted and then it populates on that particular VAT return for a particular taxpayer, that is for all taxpayers, that is all the sales you have done for the month, all the purchases you have done for the month, without you actually keying in details one by one or manually as per se. That's what an auto-populated simplified VAT return filing is about. So what actually happens is after that data has been collected and pre-filled on that form automatically. So what happens is when you're going to file your returns on iTax, what you're going to do is you're going to log into iTax, download that particular VAT return on your VAT return filing platform, and you'll be able to see all the sales you have done for the month, all the purchases you have done, and then you read through maybe and then submit. Yes, so that is what we are working on right currently, and we ask for your patience so that we can be able to complete the process in due time. I hope maybe I'm clear. Do I repeat or?
That's fine. But someone is asking, when is the deadline to implement eTims?
Yes, thank you for that question. We don't have actually deadline for implementation of Teams had already elapsed. So whatever you are currently doing, we're just giving you another solution. But actually, the deadline for onboarding for everyone to be compliant on both of these modules was 30th November. So the deadline is already due. So what we've just given is just another solution to assist taxpayers who are actually complaining that the machines are not cost effective. So the deadline is already elapsed. So you are required to onboard as soon as possible, because at this position, if you're not on Teams or eTeams, that means you are not compliant at the moment. So we consider you an uncompliant taxpayer. It's only that we've been lenient enough to give you another solution, that is so that you can be able to onboard in case the device base is proving to be challenging. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Zainab. Another one is in case we have already installed gadgets, can we migrate to eTims? Please advise on the steps to install eTims.
Yes, so what is actually happening is, if you're already onboarded Teams and you're not experiencing any technical issues, it's not mandatory for you to move as at now. But unless we'll be given guidance on that, further guidance on that, but it's actually not necessary for you to move if you're not experiencing any technical challenge. But if you feel maybe you want to have a feel of what eTeams is about, you're going to visit our eTeams website, that is eteams.kra.go.ke. A sign up page will populate so that you'll be able to sign up. So sign up on that, and then after that, once you have created your password, you'll be able to log in with those details that you have created. So that is the PIN and the password you had created. And then you service request, that is selecting which particular software you'll be able to use. You maybe you desire to use or is compatible to your business. But I would advise maybe you visit our offices or any tax service office, so that they can be able to guide you through the process step by step, so that you don't have any conflicting information when it comes to you onboarding. Some things might not be as clear as you see. You might be experiencing any other challenge. So I would advise you visit your TSO, or you visit our offices at JQuad Towers, so that you can be able to facilitate you with that. And you'll also need some training on how to go about using that particular software. So it's going to be a process that requires you to be on our premises, so that we can assist you with that. But just in case you're using a desktop and you will require that particular software, then you can inform us so that we can be able to come to your office and install the software for you and take you through on how to use that particular software. Also, you can find our user guides that are available on our website, on KRA website, under publications, and read through, so that you can have a look at how the system is actually working. Yes, thank you. Do we have another question?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Someone is asking, can taxpayer board eTims directly without the Teams device?
Yes, someone can be able to onboard without using the Teams device first, because it is here. The reason why we have actually given the solution for eTeams is because it's actually purposefully for those who have not onboarded the Teams. That is, they have not bought those machines, those devices. Hence, you can be able to download that particular software. It will take you through the process of onboarding so that you can be able to be assisted. So there's no need of you going to buy an ETR again, and a free software solution is available. So you don't need to on your teams. If you haven't, going forward, we'll be onboarding eTims. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Zainab. We have questions that are really coming in. Okay, what maybe what we'll do? We have Caro to present to do a presentation. Then maybe you can come back and finish the other remaining questions. Is that okay?
Yeah. Is it possible? Maybe I finish with this, or you can maybe unmute them so that they can ask their questions direct, so that it'll be easier than reading, because I have other assignments that I'm currently doing.
Okay.
Yes. I want to finish with this so that I can release you.
Okay, Zainab, that's fine. That's okay. We can just finish, and then Caro can join later.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So maybe you can read me the questions, because I can't see anything on the chats.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll try and move fast because of interest of time. Someone is saying we upload the training on YouTube. Yes, it's there. There's also someone saying some KPLC invoices miss eTims signature scan out. How are we supposed to handle that? Since without settling the bill, inclusive of VAT, will lead to disconnection. Can we still claim this invoice? Have you gotten that question?
Yeah, not really.
He is saying some
Yeah.
KPLC invoices miss eTims signature scan. Or is
Yes.
saying some KPLC invoices miss eTims signature scan. How are we supposed to handle that? Since without settling the bill inclusive of VAT will lead to disconnection, can we still claim this invoice?
Yes, for that particular issue, KPLC has not been able to onboard. So what's going to happen is, after maybe you have those particular invoices, you can write to teamsupport.kra.go.ke, so that we can be able to guide you further on how you're going to go about claiming input VAT for that.
Some of our 8% sales invoices are not invalidated in eTims. What might be the problem?
Some of the invoices?
Someone is saying, Bernard is saying, some of our 8% sales invoices are not invalidated in eTims. What might be the problem?
Okay, invalidated, that means now data has been transmitted. So I don't understand if, because the correct thing is, if something is not invalidated, that means it has been validated and data has been transmitted. So maybe they can refresh that question. If it has not been invalidated, then it's okay, because it has been validated and data has been transmitted to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone is also asking if eTims is free.
Yes, eTims is absolutely free. It's a free software that is actually complementing eTims, is complementing Teams devices. Yes, it is free and it is available on our website. You can be able to download it once we have made approvals for you to access that. So you download and you continue to use. We're going to train you on how we're going to use that, and then you proceed. Yes, it's a free solution.
Okay. Someone also is saying, in terms of integration with taxpayer server, which able can it synchronize? Also explain further.
I'm not sure I've understood their question, but they're asking if we can be able to integrate our systems with their billing systems.
I'm not so sure. It's saying let's say I can refresh in terms of integration, which with taxpayer server or server, which Apple can it synchronize or explain. But I think they mean the device that they can use.
Okay, we don't use Mac, and any other operating system is not compatible. It's only Windows. Yes. So Apple, no, it's not. It's not compatible. Yeah, thank you. Do we have another question? Do we have another question? If you are speaking, Sharon, you're not audible.
Sorry, Carol. Sorry, Zainab. Sorry, I'm here with Carol. That's why I keep calling you Carol. Okay, sorry. We were having an internet issue. Maybe what you can do, Zainab, I'll write you the questions and you can send it back with the answers to our taxpayers who attended today. Is that fine? I'll give you the questions, then you can answer them, then you can send it to their email address.
Sawa, that's very okay. So thank you for your time and have a good afternoon.
Okay, I'll ask our taxpayers to remain so that we can do the integrity training for maybe some few minutes, and we'll end the session, and then we'll share the feedback form, and also we'll do the same people will do the same training next week, considering that today most people could not stay for long since we had technical issues. We are very sorry for that. Hoping we'll have all the information in the following training. I want to welcome Carol so that we can do the integrity. Please don't leave the integrity training. Okay, just a moment. We're sharing the presentation. Hello, esteemed taxpayers. I hope we are all fine. I'm sorry for the technical glitches that we just experienced. I hope I'm audible. I hope I'm audible and all right. So my name, I'm from Intelligence, Strategic Operations, Investigation and Enforcement. And basically our work in KRA is to mainstream ethics and integrity. And I'm going to take us through what we are doing as an authority to be able to mainstream ethics and integrity in our modus operandi. Allow me to start with a quote. It says that integrity is the seed for achievement. It is the principle that never fails. So integrity is quite important in what we do. We must ensure that we are entrenching integrity. So what we do intelligence collection as part of our mandates. We create awareness to our staff and stakeholders about the KRA integrity program. We do internal and external investigations to our staff. We also conduct vetting and lifestyle audit to our staff. Beside that, we promote tax compliance through investigations and enforcement. So here we're able to do efficient investigations. We're able to prosecute all cases where a full-scale investigation has been carried out and evidence indicates guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So those are just part of the initiatives that we do to be able to promote integrity and ethics. Beside that, tax administration, as we are all aware, has key pillars. One of them is revenue collection. As an authority, our work is to collect revenue and also to ensure that we coordinate trade facilitation and also promote national security. And that to effectively deliver on the above mandates, high levels of integrity is required from both KRA staff and also our stakeholders. So lack of integrity will basically compromise the attainment of our mandates that I've just mentioned. If we don't uphold integrity, of course, we'll be able to have, we'll be able to result to corruption if we don't adhere to ethics and integrity. And basically corruption, as we're all aware, symbolizes destruction or breakdown in ethical and moral values, systems and institutions of governance. Also, it leads to breakdown in societal traditions and personal value system. Corruption is both behavioral attitudes and also systemic problems. And that's why KRA, we endeavor to ensure that we are able to maintain our systems and also update our systems. And that's why we are being taken through eTims, because that's one of the strategies that we are putting in place to ensure that we're able to support our taxpayers. Corruption also is resulted by inclination and also opportunity. When there are opportunities, when you don't update our systems, when you don't maintain our systems, it may result to corruption. So corruption basically is caused by inclination plus opportunity and also plus pressure. When you have pressure not to do the right thing, it results to corruption. So what is ethics? What comes to mind when you hear the word ethics? Basically, ethics is a set of accepted norms and standards of conduct that establish guiding principles of one's public and private conduct. Ethics is about a choice. It's about doing the right thing. It's about being patriotic. From the previous presentation, we're told about being patriotic, kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea, voluntary payment of taxes, adhering to the timelines that we've been told about. So with regard to integrity, we urge all of us to work with integrity and also succeed with integrity. We also urge our stakeholders to develop integrity codes of conduct, which will be able to guide your employees to be able to know the timelines and also adhere to matters to do with integrity, and also to adhere to maybe payment of taxes at the right time. So with regard to matters integrity program, KRA promotes integrity, and this is as a result of the initiative that the government established back then in 2003, which was called the Public Service Integrity Program, and which was meant to ensure that officers are responsive, KRA officers are responsive, and also to ensure there's transparency and accountability among officers, and again to ensure that we're able to entrench ethics and integrity. And that's why, as I mentioned earlier, our department deals mostly with matters of integrity and ethics to mainstream ethics and integrity in KRA operations. We have put various strategies in place to curb corruption. One of them is awareness creation. That's why I'm here to create awareness. We also do what we call prevention and also enforcement, whereby we work with a multi-agency team to ensure that we're able to prosecute matters relating to corruption and also an adherence to integrity. In KRA, we have a governance structure that, and the governance structure basically is whereby we train our officers to be integrity assurance officers. And also we have a corruption prevention committees whereby they meet on a quarterly basis to discuss on matters of corruption. And also we normally escalate some matters to the Commissioner General, who meets on a semi-annually basis to discuss on matters of corruption, in which are the ones that have not been resolved. So that means there's a proper governance structure in KRA that is able to mitigate matters of corruption. I said that in our 8th corporate plan, and those who have come across our 8th corporate plan, it's uploaded on our KRA website. The overarching goal is to continue to build a performance-driven and ethical workforce. There's a lot of emphasis on ethics and integrity in KRA. And one of our objectives also is to enhance integrity. Again, improve performance management, and also improve the work environment. And this through coming up with various systems, various initiatives to be able to enhance integrity. And also our KRA core values, there's a lot of emphasis on entrenching or rather inculcating our KRA core values, which is being trustworthy, being helpful, being competent, being ethical, and being simple. We're trying to simplify our processes, and we've seen from our previous presentation on eTims, we are simplifying our processes to be able to reach out to taxpayers and urge them to be able to pay taxes. And also we are helpful. I believe that KRA officers are helpful and they're able to facilitate taxpayers. They're also competent, they understand their processes, trustworthy, and also ethics. Ethics is very key in our processes. Our officers are supposed to be ethical. But said that, you heard my colleague mentioning about patriotism, and the patriotism is anchored under our national values and our principles of governance under Article 10.2 of the Constitution, whereby we urge our taxpayers to be patriotic, to uphold national unity. Beside that, to promote integrity, to promote good governance. And this is in line with Article 10.2 of the Constitution. So what is KRA doing to leverage on cutting edge technology? Basically, this automation, because automation basically results to entrenching integrity, whereby we reduce the interface between KRA officers and also plus the taxpayers. And with regard to leveraging on technology, I'll just allude to what KRA is able to do, maybe in a nutshell. We've been able to automate our processes, and one of them is through iTax. We are all well versed with iTax. We are all versed with the integrated customs management system, whereby most of the clearing and forwarding agents normally utilize ICMS, integrated customs management system, and trade has been made easy. And also with regard to iTax, processes have been simplified in Swift, and it's also secure. And also eTims that my colleague has just mentioned, just to emphasize on it. Basically, this is meant to upgrade, we've upgraded eTims, and it aims at upscaling VAT compliance in the country, and also upgrade further by simplifying our processes and also to enhance compliance. We've been told more about eTims. I wouldn't focus much into it, but also we have another system called REX that is a process that has been automated. And for us who engage in imports and exports, we have a regional electronic cargo tracking system. It's called REX. This is a web-based system integrated with customs management system in the region. And the system provides an end-to-end monitoring of transit cargo along the Northern Corridor. So this is meant to reduce what we call diversion and also dumping of goods. REX is a system whereby we are able to arm the containers with a seal. And in case anyone tampers with the seal, we normally have our officers called the Rapid Response Unit who are able to respond very fast so that they get to know why there is a dumping and a diversion of goods. Also, we have a central command center whereby we're able to monitor the goods passing via the northern corridor. There is through 24/7 real-time of alerts and also through surveillance. And we normally take appropriate actions. As I said earlier, we have our officers called the rapid response unit who are able to respond very fast in case maybe we have the transit goods, maybe there is an accident, they've been tampered with, or there's diversion of such goods. We're able to get an alert very fast. So such system like REX has reduced clearance time and the cost of doing business. Initially, it used to take at most 21 days to move consignments from Port of Mombasa to Kampala before REX, and currently it takes an average of around 4 to 5 days. So this is meant to promote efficiency, enhance cargo security, and also real-time location of the goods in the course of transit, and also seamless movement of cargo within the EAC member countries. Also, we have the one-stop border posts. Some of us are quite familiar with the OSBPs, like the one at Taveta Holili, bordering Tanzania. We have, of course, Isibania, we have Busia, we have Namanga, we have Moyale, among other one-stop border posts, which are meant to facilitate trade and seamless movement of goods across the countries, the partner states. We also have scanners, the drive-through scanners. And basically with regard to these scanners, these are new scanners that are able to ensure that we scan goods that have been carried by those containers. And we have image analysts in KRA who are able to analyze the type of cargo that is being carried by those containers to ensure that we don't have illicit goods coming to our country. We also have advanced cargo scanners that use radiology. You've seen some at Namanga. So these are just processes that we put in place to ensure that we're able to enhance integrity when it comes to matters like cargo, movement of cargo, be it by train, be it by SGR, be it by at the airports. We also have baggage scanners. We have scope scanners at the airports, just meant to enhance integrity. We have our four-legged officers, the K9s. So among other strategies that KRA has put in place, apart from what I've mentioned, of course, we have what we call blockchain technology, and these are initiatives that KRA is utilizing. We have machine learning, we have artificial intelligence, we have data mining, data simplification, we have a tax dispute resolution. Those are just part of the initiatives that KRA has incorporated, and it is in our 8 corporate plan that we endeavor to utilize so that we can be able to serve our taxpayers appropriately, and also to ensure that there's business continuity and disaster recovery in case of any challenges. So allow me to mention about illicit trade as I finalize. Basically, illicit trade is any form of trade that infringes rules, laws, regulations, licenses, taxation systems, embargoes, and procedures. And illicit trade basically comes in form of us as a taxpayer. Some of us, of course, maybe we have various businesses, but we happen to engage in importing or even exporting counterfeits, substandard goods, uncustomed goods, or prohibited or restricted goods. So this is illicit trade. Again, it's a trade facilitation of trade that goes against the law. Some of them don't want to uphold the law, or rather, we engage in such items, substandard goods. And some forms of illicit goods or illicit trade is smuggling. Some of us, we smuggle goods from partner states. We don't want to also pass the goods via the gazetted one-stop border posts, the ones that I mentioned earlier. We use panya routes to pass the goods so that we don't pay revenue, yet we're supposed to be patriotic. Again, some of us, as a form of illicit trade, as I said earlier, we engage in counterfeit goods, pirated goods. Again, also, there's a lot of dumping in our country. There's a lot of diversion of goods, despite KRA putting rights in place, but we still have taxpayers engaging in such. So we want to urge all of us just to uphold integrity. As I said earlier, let's work with integrity. Let's not engage in prohibited and restricted goods. Let's not engage in illicit goods like maybe, for instance, trade in small arms and light weapons. These are restricted goods, and we have particular institution that deals with trade in small arms and light weapons. So what are the enablers of illicit goods? We know that Kenya, we share a porous border with various countries. which are our partner states. Again, there's a proliferation of conflicts in some regions like South Sudan, Somali, which results to proliferation of arms in our country. And again, also Kenya or the Northern Corridor is among the major transit corridor for hinterland countries, resulting to illicit trade. So these are just examples of illicit trade that you can see on this in this image. Some of us as taxpayers, again, we don't utilize appropriate original stamps from KRA. We use fake stamps, whereby we put those fake stamps into our products, be it alcohols or other items that we utilize. We'll use the stamps, so we don't use the appropriate stamps. We have a lot of counterfeit stamps, and KRA has been doing surveillance to ensure that they're able to check whether those stamps that are being utilized by our taxpayers are authentic, whether they're real or they're just fake stamps. So we did our surveillance, and we felt that some products like water, some of them, people just use fake stamps to put on those waters. They don't use the appropriate original stamps that KRA has given out. So we normally do surveillance, we do intercept. In that time we gather intelligence that maybe you are manufacturing drinks that probably they don't have the right stamps. We always do interceptions when we urge taxpayers to share with us intelligence so that we can be able to prosecute those traders. So also that we do destruction of we destroy some goods which have been condemned. As I said earlier, we have a multi-agency team, KEBS, among other government institutions that we work with. And whenever some items have been condemned, we normally destroy those items. These are just photos of items that some of them were seized and they were being destroyed by the top-notch government together with the multi-agency team. Also, we can see the former head of state destroying contrabands, and these were goods that were seized by multi-agency team. As I said earlier, we also do surveillance in our water bodies. We have speedboats, and in our water bodies, be it in Mombasa, be it in Lamu, be it at Muhura Bay, we normally conduct surveillance to ensure that we don't have illicit goods coming to our country. Also, stealing of illegal routes. For instance, at Moyale border, as you can see in the screen, as a multi-agency team, we've been trying to seal the border posts, which are illegal, so that we urge people to utilize the appropriate borders that have been gazetted. So key areas of focus in combating illicit trade, of course, is all border counties. Of course, they are prone to illicit because they are bordering partner states, or they are among the Northern Corridor. We have the airports, seaports, inland depots. Also, we have counties that are prone to illicit is, of course, as I said, the Northern Corridor, because a lot of trade happens along the Northern Corridor. So what are you supposed to do as a taxpayer? We have a KRA whistleblower policy that is meant to protect our whistleblowers, and we really need information from you. This information on corruption, tax evasion, or any other malpractices, so that we can be able to prosecute those individuals. So we have a whistleblower policy that is meant to protect you and also to protect our staff. And as a whistleblower, of course, as I say, this policy just provides a framework for KRA staff and members of the public to provide information on corruption, tax evasion, and any other malpractices without fear of reprisals. Beside that, we have an informer reward whereby we are able to reward our informers. So if you're able to give us information that results to collection of revenue, those are not paying revenue, we're able to reward our taxpayers with 5 million, 5% of what has been recovered to a maximum of 5 million. Whenever time you give us information that leads to recovery of unassessed taxes or duties, we're able to give you 5% of what we've been able to recover to a maximum of 5 million. Besides that, we have reporting channels. You can write to us via our email is cic@kra.go.ke, or you can write to corruptionreporting@kra.go.ke. You can write to the Commissioner General. Our address is 48 to 40 or you can call us via 0726 984 668, 0726 984 668, or 0709 017 700. We also have an anonymous reporting system, a web-based anonymous reporting system called iWhistle, whereby you can whistle and we act. It's called the iWhistle, where you whistle and we act, and you can report bribery, you can report concealment, abuse of office, you can report a conflict of interest, fraud, diversion of goods, or tax evasion cases. So we have an anonymous reporting number, which is toll free, as you can see on my screen. It is 0800 721 888, 0800 721 888. So ladies and gentlemen, those are just avenues that we have that we can utilize to be able to report various nature of offenses. As I said earlier, where iWhistle, you can report diversion of goods, concealment, abuse of office, tax evasion, bribery, fraud, and a conflict of interest. As an institution, we are quite happy. Why? Because from the corruption perception index that has been done before, it shows that corruption has been able to decrease in the authority. That is from the corruption perception index that was done some times back. And currently, in our corruption perception index that is normally done in an annual basis by external consultants, it indicates that as an institution KRA, we are at 31.30. Initially, in 2014, we used to be at 52.70. 2017, we were at 32%. In 2019, we were at 39%. 2021, we were at 34%, and currently we are at 31.3%, 31.30%, 2022. So this year we intend to do another survey, but basically what has made corruption perception index to go down in the authority, you don't care rates because of automation. And that's why I had to talk about automation. What is KRA doing with regard to curbing corruption is enhancing integrity is of course leveraging on technology, which is automation that has been done by the authority. So ladies and gentlemen, we believe that of course we've improved service delivery to our taxpayers, which has led also to increased compliance by taxpayers and also improved image of the authority. And also, as I said earlier, automated processes has reduced the interface between staff and stakeholders. So our request to you as our esteemed stakeholders is to develop and enforce code of ethics, as I said earlier, and this to ensure that all members or unions operate within a detailed professional code of conduct with clearly spelled out sanctions on corruption, that is as an institution, and also taking appropriate sanction on members defaulting on the code of ethics as an institution. Like your institution, you need to take appropriate actions or sanctions on members defaulting on the code of ethics, ensure accurate computation and timely payment of taxes so that you don't get penalties. And also we urge you to sensitize your members and also to continue to join these sessions so that you can be able to learn more. And also report any form of malpractice among KRA staff for quicker attention and on tax evasion by taxpayers. And also refuse to compromise or be compromised in corruption and report corruption using the hotline number that I mentioned earlier. So that's our urge. And as I wind up, I want to urge all of us just to choose integrity. And integrity is adherence to moral and ethical principles that are accepted as good in a given organization or community. Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate. Thank you. So any comments, any question, feel free. Good afternoon, once again, our dear participants. So we've come to the end of our conversation, of our training today. So we'll be holding the same training next week on Thursday, hoping that we'll not get the challenges that we got today. So I'll be sending the feedback form to your email so that you can fill in and let us know what you feel about the sessions and what more you need us to train on. Otherwise, I want to wish all of you a good afternoon. Until next time. Thank you very much.